Hello everyone, we are Group 8 and as a part of our entrepreneurship and innovation project, we'll be presenting on innovation audit framework and we'll be also be looking at an example. An innovation audit framework is an in-depth analysis of different aspects of an organization's current innovation capabilities, its processes, examining key indicators to determine its strengths and weaknesses. Further, the result of the audit highlights any barriers to innovation and identify improvements or new methods to maximize innovation capabilities too. Innovation is estimated on three parameters: types of innovation, locus of innovation, and nature of innovation. Taking the three axes and taking one element from each of the axes can be imagined as three-dimensional cube, and when all the interactions are taken together, a comprehensive model as a cuboid of 108 distinct cubes is formed. Each cube of the model depicts the interaction of three different elements of the three axes, and none of the cubes is identical. If we start breaking up the cube element by element and look into each element as a separate cube of three axes, with an intersection of each of the three axes, such that it gives us an example of a situation which shows the innovation type, locus, and nature. Such a cube can easily communicate to us all the aspects and ways any innovation is driven or created.
From the three axes of innovation, now let us have a look at nature of innovation. It involves disruptive innovation. In this, the company alters and improves a product or service in ways that the market did not expect, by discovering new categories of customers and by lowering costs and enhancing quality in the existing markets. The second point here is sustaining innovation. Now here the companies seek to improve existing products. It does not create new markets or values, but rather merely develops existing ones. Third point is efficiency innovation. Now here the company often assumes a form of a process improvement or a more efficient business model. It enables businesses to simplify and streamline their existing processes, produce their existing products at a lower costs, and sell their products or services to their existing customers at lower prices. Now looking at the second model, that is locus of innovation, it involves small groups. Now we know that earlier large organizations were giving greater resources and responsibilities to smaller teams. Now these smaller teams are having like innovation initiatives, and these are run by a handful of people. Now these are known as small groups. Now looking at business ecosystems, these are the network of organizations including suppliers, distributors, government agencies, competitors, etc., involved in delivery of a specific product or service through both competition and cooperation. Now, the third type here is project. Companies have divided their task into small like projects that focus on thinking differently and more creatively about how to utilize their resources and environment. The fourth point here is organization. Organizational innovation involves the implementation of new methods and distributing responsibilities and decision making among employees or a division of work within the organizational units. Now looking at the third axis, that is types of innovation, there are basically 9 types of innovation in it. First one is the marketing or branding. It means what kind of an image does consumers or customers perceive about our brand or the company. Indirectly saying, it means how we represent our company. Second type is the product innovation. These innovations address the value, features, and quality of a company's offerings. Third type is the service innovation. This is how companies supports or amplify the values of these offerings. Service innovations ensure and enhance utility, performance, and value of our offerings. Fourth type is the customer channels. Customer engagement innovations are all about understanding the deep-seated aspirations of customers and users. Fifth type is the process innovation. It involves the activities and aspirations that produces an enterprise's primary offerings. Sixth type is the business profit models. These are the innovative profit models that finds a fresh way to convert a firm's offerings and other sources of values into cash. Seventh type is the management structures. Structures are focused on organizing companies' assets that may be hard, human, or intangible in unique ways that creates values for the company. Eighth type type is the technology. Technological innovation is the successful implementation of a technical idea that is new to the organization. 9 type is the networks. In today's hyper-connected world, these innovations mean that a firm can capitalize on their own strengths while harnessing the capacities and assets of others.
Now I will give you brief introduction about e-commerce. So e-commerce is a process of buying, selling, transferring or exchanging products, services and or information via electronic networks and computers. E-commerce and online shopping are often used interchangeably, but at its core, e-commerce is much broader than this. E-commerce embodies a concept for doing business online, incorporating a multitude of different services, example, market making online payments, booking flights, etc. It has helped businesses establish a wider market presence by providing cheaper and more efficient distribution channels for their products or services. For example, the mass retailer Target has supplemented its brick and mortar presence with an online store and lets customers purchase everything. Nearly every imaginable product and services is available through e-commerce transactions, including books, music, plane tickets, and financial services such as stock investing and online banking. E-commerce has experienced rapid growth, sales projected to $599.2 billion by 2024. The power of e-commerce should not be underestimated, and it presents significant opportunities for small, medium, and large businesses and online investors. Now we will look on the four types of transactions that happens between a customer and a business when products or services are being sold. First is business to consumer. When a business sells a product to a customer, example the sale of a laptop to a customer from an online electronics store. Second is business to business, B2B. When a business sells a product or services to another business, when a web design company sells a website to another business. Third is consumer to consumer C2C. When a consumer sells a product to another consumer, example when a consumer sells used furniture to another consumers on eBay. Fourth is consumer to business C2B. When a consumer sells a product to a business, example if a member of the public sells a photo of an event to the local newspaper. Now we will look at some of the benefits of e-commerce. So the benefits to organization of e-commerce is first is global reach, wide global reach. Second is cost reduction. Third is supply chain improvements. It is present on 24/7 365. Fifth is customization. You can customize as much as you want and improve customer relations. Benefits to consumers are more products and services, cheaper products and services, instant delivery and information availability.
The company which we have selected in e-commerce sector is Amazon. So now I will be telling you brief about the company. Amazon is a US-based multinational electronic commerce company. It focuses on e-commerce, cloud computing, digital streaming, and artificial intelligence. Amazon listed with the tagline Earth's biggest bookstore. It is having its headquarters in Washington. It is the world's largest online retailer. It is one of the big five companies in the US information technology industry, along with Google, Apple, Microsoft, and Facebook. The company has been referred to as one of the most influential economic and cultural forces in the world, as well as the world's most valuable brand. Jeff Bezos founded Amazon from his garage in Washington on July 5, 1994. It started as an online marketplace for books, but expanded to sell electronics, software, video games, furniture, food, toys, and jewelry. In 2015, Amazon surpassed Walmart as the most valuable retailer in the United States by market capitalization. In 2017, Amazon acquired Whole Food Market for $13.4 billion, which substantially increased its footprint as a physical retailer. In 2018, its two-day delivery service, Amazon Prime, surpassed 100 million subscribers worldwide. Amazon is known for its disruption of well-established industries through technological innovation and mass scale. It is the world's largest online marketplace, AI assistant provider, live streaming platform, and cloud computing platform as measured by revenue and market capitalization. Amazon is the largest internet company by revenue in the world. It is the second largest private employer in the United States. Amazon distributes downloads and streaming of video, music, and audiobooks through its Prime Video and Amazon Music. Amazon also has a publishing arm, Amazon Publishing, a film and television studio, Amazon Studios, and a cloud computing subsidiary, Amazon Web Services. It provides consumer electronics including Kindle e-readers, Fire tablets, Fire TV, and Echo devices.
Amazon has been criticized for practices including technological surveillance overreach, a hyper competitive and demanding work culture, tax avoidance, and anti competitive behavior.
So now I will be talking about some of the innovation at the Amazon. First is Amazon Prime. In 2007, Amazon launched Amazon Prime, offering an unlimited one-day delivery membership programs for about a million products, with a vision that fast delivery should be an everyday experience rather than an occasional indulgence. There is, there is also the smart move by the Amazon to tie its streaming video service to Prime, which provides an added value for customers and gives people incentive to adopt Amazon streaming service. Next innovation is Amazon's cloud computing platform, that is the AWS. Amazon initially built its cloud computing platform to help the company's web services run faster and smarter. But they have also built a huge business providing this service to other companies. AWS provide a variety of basic abstract technical infrastructure and distributed computing, building blocks and tools. As of 2021, AWS comprises over 200 products and services, including the computing, storage, networking, database analysis, mobile development tools, and tools for the Internet of Things. Now the next great innovation is Amazon Kindle. Before the Kindle, ebooks were stalling. Readers and content existed, but they weren't breaking through. Then Amazon gave people a quick, convenient, and affordable way to get books and the medium search forward. Amazon launched first the Kindle in the UK in July 2010 with the vision of offering every book ever written in any language all available within 60 seconds. Since then, Amazon introduced 7 generations of Kindle e-readers, making them smaller, lighter, faster, and even more like a piece of paper. The fourth great innovation in Amazon is Amazon Echo, better known these days as Alexa, a virtual assistant able to manage different functions such as the connection and control of many smart devices with Wi-Fi, Zigbee, and Bluetooth systems. While Siri was there, but it wasn't the interact with most of the apps developed by outside Apple. Alexa can talk to nearly everything from everything. Then the Google too has jumped into the game of the screenless voice activated home control system, but the fact is Amazon was there first. Now the fifth innovation I will be talking about is the Primeair. Still in development phase, Primeair could be a real game changer, enabling customers to get their orders delivered in 30 minutes or less by drones who drop them at your doorstep. With the Primeair, Amazon trying to develop a system that is safe, environmentally sound, and enhances the service they already provide to customers. Okay, so till now we talked about the innovation audit platform, innovation audit, then about the industry, then about the Amazon, and some great innovations at the Amazon. Now I will talk about the innovations cube where Amazon will fit. So in Amazon, nature of innovation is disruptive, locus of innovation is project, type of innovation is technology, and the now Yash will talk more on this.
The innovation audit framework, we can see there's a cube which comprises of three axes. The x-axis being technology, the y-axis being the project, and the third axis, that is the z-axis, being disruptive. In the next slide, we'll see the nature and locus of innovation which Amazon lies in. So nature of innovation is disruptive. As we can see, Amazon is one of the world's most disruptive companies because people love it so much and they forget even that they even have paid for the services that the Amazon provides. It's one of the crucial service. Amazon Prime service came up with a 2-hour delivery instead of a 2-day delivery. The products now are easily accessible to the public as well as they get a free delivery and free return as well. The next is locus of innovation, and it is projects in which the Amazon lies, as it takes different teams as well as different applications to deal with the service, and also it takes and also ensure that this service of 2 hours is done smoothly for the public. Next, we'll see the type of innovation in which the Amazon lies. It is technology. Amazon came up with a new service called Amazon Web Services (AWS). It provides on-demand cloud computing platform and APIs to individual companies and governments, which helps them to access the data at each and every place without any hassle. It provides storage and processing and distribution and accessibility of the content as and when required. It is one of the most transformative innovations that Amazon came up with.
and it is also widely be seen. Thank you.